Hello everyone, today I have another opening for you. These next three videos are going to be Foot Soldier themed, and we're going to kick it off with the Foot Soldier Gambit. So Foot Soldier Gambit starts off with Foot Soldier up 2, Scout comes up 4, Foot Soldier up 2 more, and instead of retreating the Scout, Black's going to play another Scout up 4 spaces. Now the Gambit part isn't Foot Soldier takes and try to defend yourself from the champion. That is the Forceful Foot Soldier opening. Not very good for White in my opinion. Instead, the Foot Soldier Gambit is champion up 3 spaces and a bit to the 2 spaces to the left of this Foot Soldier to prevent enemy scouts from hitting him. So the Gambit part of this is that we want Black to use Battle Cry on a Scout to attack the Foot Soldier. But that's actually a mistake. Instead, as with most Gambits, you should decline the Gambit. So the way you decline the Gambit is either play another Scout up, or even play your Foot Soldier up. Now, if you play your Foot Soldier up, that looks like a bit of a counter Gambit, because what looks really tempting for White is to play Battle Cry and capture the Foot Soldier. That looks pretty tempting, but I think after Chastise, maybe move this Scout up 6 spaces now. So I think after Chastise, I think if White's going to use Stoicism to defend this Foot Soldier, that's not gonna work out for him. This will be an interesting kind of counter Gambit. I would probably play Scout up 4 just to play it safe. You could probably pull some stuff from the what happens to Black if we actually use Battle Cry. Or you could pull some things from the Forceful Foot Soldier opening, because this is kind of similar right now when we've Battle Cried this Foot Soldier. It might be better simply because that Foot Soldier is worth more than the Scouts. But I don't know, you'll have to check it out yourselves. Maybe like Champion comes back and Chastise. I mean, this leaves Black the option of using Battle Cry on the Foot Soldier now. So maybe I shouldn't move him back. Maybe it should have been Stoicism instead. I couldn't tell you. But what I can tell you is that Battle Cry with a Scout is definitely a mistake. So White is going to get an attack now, so naturally we recapture. And if you missed that, he's at 100 command points when he ends his turn. So if Black gives him the Scout for the damage, then he has to use Chastise to stop the charge BC threat. But if he doesn't weaken, then this champion is going to become kind of unstoppable. With 500 HP, that's going to be some pretty hefty damage he's able to deal before he dies, because Black does not have Battle Cry to finish him in one hit. So I think in that sense it's pretty forced that you have to weaken the champion as Black and use Chastise to stop the charge BC threat. So if you have Rush as White, this is your lucky day. You may as well have won at this point. You're just going to move a Scout up, regardless of which side you're on. If you're playing Antirush, one interesting line you might look at is Chastise this champion so that he can't move back into the corner. Where did my Scout go? There he is. So you might consider Chastise to stop the champion from moving back. So Black knows that we want to charge this halberd, so he's going to go ahead and move it back. That's the one I guess he doesn't want to lose. So White's at 125, so charge BC isn't a threat, but charge and stoic actually is if we're going to charge this foot soldier here. So charge, stoic. So we're attacking both champions now, as well as both halberds. So Black has to defend his champions there. One way he might do it is champion blocks right here. I suppose there are other methods. Let's see. Actually, let's go with halberd up 1 and stoicism. So, in this case, White can simply, I guess, capture this halberd, defend with battle cry, and now Black doesn't have enough command points to actually do anything to this champion. He doesn't even have enough to use chastise, which is pretty disappointing for him. So the best maybe he can come up with is, I don't know, scout up, just to try to trade or try to get a free scout out of you. So here, as White, you could weaken one of these champions to 400 HP. I basically consider that a dead champion when you've got scouts on the board still, because you can charge, battle cry, a halberd, and use stoic, and then next turn you can hit the enemy champion and kill him. So that's why I basically consider him dead already if he's at 400. Yeah, I think the 100 HP champion is worse than having the just the halberd. So I would weaken the champion. So weakening the champion, you could use chastise on this scout in order to, I don't know, try to avoid something bad, like charge BC. But that's not so bad. So that's one line you can look at as Antirush. I don't know if it's my favorite line. There is opportunity for them to mess up, however. If they put their champion right here, they've messed up. And the reason for that, let's see, they need stoic to defend. The reason for that is now we can take this halberd right here, and we can use battle cry to defend. So, yeah, Black again doesn't have any command points to do anything. And now if they want to try something that, so the correct move here would be something like just champion over and not doing anything. Because if they actually move the scout up, they run the risk of this champion just walking away now. So the only thing that can give chase is Black's halberd, which is going to go ahead and use chastise on champion. Now he's at 0 command points again. And, White's going to chastise back, and then he gets a scout. Or he gets to trade scouts at least. And then, I don't know, takes back. Maybe you like this line better if you don't want to just weaken the champion. Maybe you like what you have here. I think this is certainly winning for White either way. We're going to look at some other lines. Lines that would also be better if you have Rush instead of Antirush. So back to this position where they've just used Chastise after weakening. We're going to move up, and we're actually not going to use Chastise. So you can use this line if you have Rush. And now the enemy champion actually has to go into the corner somewhere to avoid charge and battle cry. So there are two ways. One way is right here. The other way is right here. We'll look at this move first. Now consider Black's command points and his cooldowns here. And I want you to find the best move for White in this situation. So you can pause the video. It'll basically be the same idea for Rush or Anti-Rush. But the solution here is to charge the champion, and instead of taking this halberd, which would be a good move, maybe a better move if you're playing Rush, but if you have, you can also do this idea if you have Anti-Rush of taking this scout and using Stoicism to defend. Don't use Chastise on this champion, because this other champion actually can reach you, because Black is at 75 command points with charge. So this champion would come out right here, and then back over this way to capture your champion. So Black here has to come up with a good defense. So its only option really is to defend this champion with Stoicism. This is the only one that's being attacked, and he could move something around. He doesn't have to. Maybe it's worse if he moves something. But I'm gonna play champion up one space here, just so that this champion doesn't ever run the risk of walking away later. But after that, all we have to do here is something like let's see, 4. All we have to do is something like take the halberd, and we can use battle cry to defend here. So Black doesn't actually have enough command points to use Chastise. So maybe let's see, going back, charging and using Stoicism. So charging using Stoicism, and if Black here tries to patch up their wall, let's see, I guess it would have to be here, because they're anticipating we're going to take the halberd. That's their anticipation. So they also need Stoicism to defend their champion. In this case, White can... I guess one option you actually have is take the halberd, battle cry to defend, but you don't want this foot soldier walking over and closing the wall, so you can Chastise him. And yeah, Black is stuck. Is going to be stuck with a weakened champion once more. Let's see, another line you might do. Let's see, I wonder if you could actually work out just using Chastise on the enemy champion. I think this will be... I think well, maybe not, because, yeah, that won't work. And just hit the champion. Yeah, now you don't have enough command points. So, yeah, in that situation, definitely take the halberd, and then the tactic you'll see in, I guess, a decent amount of anti-rush games is using chastise on the last unit that's going to close the wall. And that's always a lovely tactic that Rush wishes it could do. So yeah, that's what you would do if they move the champion right here. And again, if you have Rush, just imagine your chastise as shield wall, and always try to be attacking both champions. So the other way, if they move the champion here, again, pause the video, try to find the best course of action. Maybe you're looking at champion charges, takes the halberd. And I do think that's a decent continuation. I think it's certainly a winning continuation. So let's see, how's we need to was it stoicism, or was it, I think it's battle cry. I think you need to defend with battle cry. So black's defense here, and I guess naturally you're going to look at something like this, and black has to chastise. So if you're looking at this kind of idea, so scout up 6, here's a little trap for black. If black wants to capture with the scout, then white's champion can actually just go ahead and walk away. I think I missed something important. Yeah. So scout up and forgot to use stoicism. So scout up and stoicism. So black doesn't want to get his champion weakened to 400 HP. That would be a waste. So we don't want the champion walking away, which is why we have to move right next to the champion. And yeah, and here white can take the foot soldier. In turn, because he doesn't have any commands, and then black's gonna go ahead and capture the champion, and then white, you can weaken one of these champions, and then next turn you can have charge and battle cry ready. So move a scout up, and then you can go ahead and use it. So this is a pretty decent, certainly winning, I would say, for white here. But if we go back, I'm gonna look at another idea I had. You can compare and contrast that with the events that transpired here. And the idea that I was having is charge and takes this scout. So we've opened up 2 holes to attack both champions again. And you can't close them both. So if you have rush, this is another good idea. And here we're actually going to use stoicism to defend instead of battle cry, because battle cry is going to be a threat. So black has to use stoicism on this champion and repair the wall like this. So the only champion we can attack is this one. Black has no command points, however. So if you have rush, this is the perfect opportunity for you to get that shield wall going. But if you just have a plain old anti-rush, then don't worry. So let's see. Yeah, I guess just take this one and use battle cry. I was considering for a moment maybe you want them to block the wall so you can take the halberd and use chastise, but I don't think that works out. Because black has no command points right now, so you can weaken a champion to 400 HP. And I think this position is better than the one we just saw. So black can't do anything. What's black gonna do? Move the foot soldier out. Yeah, if you want, maybe you could take the halberd. Maybe, I guess you're, well, if you take the halberd, it's not as good as what we saw before, but, so weaken the champion, and then I guess you could use chastise on the foot soldier, to save your scout. Maybe instead of scout up 6, you should play scout up 5, just for this very reason. But yeah, that's the Foot Soldier Gambit. Now you can actually play this as black, and it's gonna work best if they played their scout up 6 spaces, and then you can respond with your foot soldier up now. And this is gonna actually make them retreat. And foot soldier up a little more. Other scout comes up, and this is the same position we had as before, but now it's with the colors reversed. And this would work the same way if they had played like 3 scouts up 4 instead of the scout up 6 and then back. But yeah, this is the same position, same opening. But this time, because you're black, you have that extra 25 command points. So everything you saw in those previous tactics is going to be just a little bit better because you have the extra 25 command points. So, you know, rewatch, look at the command points, see, you know, if something's at 50 and that extra 75 would have gotten the battle cry, you know, definitely watch out for that. So I encourage you to rewind the video and rewatch if you aren't paying that close attention. But thank you for watching. We're going to look at the Forceful Foot Soldier opening in the next video.